Hawkins. Ronnie O'Sullivan, you may have seen the interview he did after his first round match, not keen on doing much talking, and so he gets on the table.
Okay, gentlemen.
Best of seven
ladies and gentlemen,
for a quarter-final place here at Preston Guildhall, the venue where this man, Ronnie O'Sullivan, won the UK Championship when he was just 17, 23 and a bit years ago. And fast forward to New Year 2017, he's already, of course, won a 7th Masters title, a record. Both players, though, lost early in Germany. First round, actually, Robertson lost to Ben Wollaston, who did play very well in that match, and O'Sullivan lost to Mark King from 4-1 up. And just could not put King away and seemed to almost try too hard in the end to get past him. Anyway, that's gone. This is another week. O'Sullivan's already played well to beat Yan Bingtao 4-2 in a very entertaining match. And if you were with us yesterday, you'd have seen Robertson struggle really against Ricky Walden. He started great. First couple of frames, breaks of 108 and 78, but then he really did struggle with his game and Walden fought back. But in the end, Robertson got the win 4-2. I think was very relieved just to come through. O'Sullivan bookended his win over Yan Bingtao with centuries, a 137 and a 128 in the first and last frames. So he's now the season's leading century break maker, 38. Robertson's had 36, as have Selby, Fu and Trump. But O'Sullivan the leader of that list at the moment. This red has gone close to the corner. But it's not gone in the corner, and it's given O'Sullivan an immediate chance.
One.
Yes, he did a rather bizarre interview with the media after his win over Yan Bingtao. Very short answers, and towards the end was just sort of talking like a robot, but that's his little protest because he's been threatened with disciplinary action for comments he made about the match referee from his semi-final at the Masters. Made them on Eurosport actually, and also his comments about a photographer in the same match, and he's saying that he's not going to speak properly now. We'll see how long that lasts. Meanwhile, he's missed that red, which was a surprise. It's just a straight red to middle.
One.
Yeah, their match at the Masters, it was much hyped and much built up, and often when that happens it doesn't quite produce fireworks, and it didn't really. I think Robertson would have been disappointed with his performance because he's beaten O'Sullivan there before in the semi-final, 6-1, but 6-3 to Ronnie O'Sullivan without it ever really catching fire. That Masters win 2 years ago, the last time Robertson has beaten him. O'Sullivan's won the last 3, all in the last year Welsh Open final. This man was ahead halfway, 5-3. O'Sullivan won all the remaining frames to win 9-5. He then absolutely drubbed him 6-0 in the European Masters semi-finals in Romania in October. That was a real drubbing, as I say. And then 6-3 a few weeks back at Ali Pali in the Masters quarterfinals. Robertson looking to come good again, having started the season really well, won the Riga Masters. That was the first ranking event of the season back in June. hasn't really been contending much of late in the latter stages of tournaments. I'm sure it will happen before the season's out, and of course 9 weeks on Saturday the World Championship starts, so if you can build up some form before then they'll go to the Crucible in Sheffield full of confidence for the big one.
Thank you. 11.
Well, O'Sullivan missed unexpectedly to that right middle, and Robertson has a chance to settle in. Made a century first frame of his first match against Ricky Walden yesterday. This is just slightly awkward queuing. Where do you put your hand here? That's the problem. Away from all those reds. The long bridge. And this is awkward now. Just getting to the white is awkward. The cue ball is a long way away. He's got to be careful not to touch a red. Referee Leo Scullion keeping close watch. Got to try and keep steady on the shot. And drop the red in. And he's done that. It was a delicate little operation that, just to play that shot.
$26. $27. $34. $35.
It's a very confident pot to the middle. I think he needs a win over O'Sullivan just to clear his mind of the last couple of beatings he's taken from him. Not so much the Masters, but the previous tour mentioned, the Welsh Open final, where Robertson really attacked and ultimately it didn't work. You got beat 9-5, and then Romania, that's 6-0, really was a hammering. That's a lovely shot, as long as he's on a red. Not sure if he's on the one to the middle. I think the ones to the corner are covering each other. He's coming around to look at the one to the middle. Can't quite get through to this one, it would seem. Can he just swerve it? Looks like the first red's in the way. He's played a good shot there, and he may be unlucky. Well, he's having another look at the one to the middle. I think this does pop, so he's okay, and a great chance to take the frame now. He's already 34 in front. It was that pocket that O'Sullivan missed to with the red, and it looks like it's cost him. Yeah, it was unexpected from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
$50. 51.
Half century, but every chance, every reason to believe that he can close out the frame from here. Possibly start successive matches with century breaks. That would be impressive. Whoever wins will have to play again tonight. The quarterfinals start this evening, and for some reason the players who won yesterday are not playing tonight. They've got the day off, but the players playing this afternoon have got to come back, so not quite sure why that is. Could have been avoided, but that's the fact of the matter. Whoever wins this will be playing again this evening at 7 o'clock. In fact, we go down to one table from tonight.
65.
Well, as you see, red and the colour, and snookers are required here.
$66. $72. $73.
Robertson, a magnificent break builder. We often talk about his century of centuries in a single season 3 years ago, but it's worth dwelling on that because it's just an unprecedented achievement in the game. Closest anyone to come since Judd Trump made 82 the following season, but Robertson 103. In fact, he made his 100th against Trump in their World Championship quarter-final at the Crucible. Won't be making one here, but that's a great start of 80, and O'Sullivan's going to play on just to get some potting practice, some time on the table, but in terms of winning the frame, no chance from here. He's just going to take some table time, pot a few balls. Well, that's what he was trying to do, but he's missed immediately. All not well so far for O'Sullivan. That's two strange misses from him into each middle pocket. I bet he wishes he just conceded now.
One.
He's going to have to sit and just watch Robertson pot whatever he wants to pot here.
$8. Your Robertson, $8.
Well, again, O'Sullivan is going to play on, as he's perfectly entitled to do, particularly as it's the first frame. Looking to get some time at the table.
1. Three. 4. $11. 13. $16.
It's a short match, it's only best of 7, so I don't think it hurts to just play yourself in with a few shots when the frame is over. But the main thing here is that he missed a red to the right middle, and it was costly in as much as Robertson made 80. Yeah, O'Sullivan just winces as he misses the pink. It's not quite on it yet. And Neil Robertson, well, he's won the frame already, but he's going to have to come round and pot this pink just to rubber stamp it.
6.
And the black for good measure.
13. And
yeah, it's good 80 from Robertson. It could have been a century, but it was a frame-winning break. That's the important thing for him. Best of 7, and he leads Ronnie O'Sullivan in Preston by 1 frame. The Guildhall venue, synonymous with snooker, held the UK Championship for 20 years. And various tournaments since then. Good to see a few more in. The crowds haven't been good this week, but Ronnie O'Sullivan, ever dependable, as the sport's most bankable star, has brought some in, and I'm sure if he's here tonight, they'll be back. But he's got to cut out some of the misses that we've seen from Ronnie O'Sullivan already in the first frame, including when the frame was dead.
The second frame, Neil Robertson to break.
You're never quite sure with him. He's been a little obsessed with his tip, and maybe, who knows, there could be a problem with that. Again, just don't know, but put it this way, there's always something. Meanwhile, that's a terrible break-off shot from Neil Robertson. That's very unusual to see that happen. He can't quite believe it. That is very strange. Look at this again. Whew. Very odd, that. But, yeah, Ronnie O'Sullivan failing to take advantage, and there's just already a bit of concern for O'Sullivan. He's starting to miss balls that you rarely see him miss in succession. Everyone misses, but the amount he's missed so far has been, for him, unusual.
1. Eight. 9.
It's no good, he's stuck to them. And red's gone into bulk,
16.
so the usual shot to play up there is not really an option here. So this could be a bit of stalemate coming up because of that red in bulk. Just going to tap away here.
Neil Robertson, 16.
And as I say, this could be a rather protracted little bout of safety coming up. It could be a re-rack, truth be told, if they keep doing this. They may just say, let's go again.
Okay, re-rack, right?
Yeah, and they've agreed to a re-rack. Well, it was sensible because it was going nowhere. Robertson had scored 16 points, but that's not really the issue. O'Sullivan has decided he's going to leave the arena as Leo Scullion sets the balls up again. So while we wait for frame 2 to start, there is another match on, and Barry Hawkins is playing Judd Trump on table 2. This is live on the Eurosport Player. Hawkins has won the first frame, he's in the second as well. He's had a couple of narrow defeats in recent tournaments, of course the Masters, from 5-2 up to Joe Perry, semi-finals and then quarter-finals of the German Masters. He was 4-3 up there to Anthony Hamilton, lost 5-4, so a couple of disappointing tight defeats in deciders, but the beauty of the circuit at the moment, there's not really time to dwell on things like that. There's tournaments pretty much every week now, and here he is in another one. He's already beaten Kyron Wilson 4-2. Trump came through 4-2 over Tom Ford in a very good match, in which Judd Trump made the highest break so far, 1-4-5, which puts him in line for the £5,000 highest break prize. But at the moment, Hawkins on top there, 1-0 up and going very well in frame 2. Ryan Day, of course, was on for a maximum last night, Mr. Pink on 1-3-4. So he'd been denied that 5,000 plus 5,000 for the highest break. Sorry, for the maximum. Now, Sullivan didn't go out after the frame, but once it was re-racked, he did. We're only talking a matter of minutes there. We're still waiting for him to come back. But just to reiterate, Eurosport Player is the way you can watch Barry Hawkins against Judd Trump. And Hawkins going very well so far. Leads by 57 points, so not quite there yet in this frame. Judd Trump just looks for a way of getting in the match. Been shut out so far. And continues to be. It's a good pop. A little high on the black, but still a chance to knock it in. So Sullivan returns. Frame 2's been re-racked. We go again.
Thank you. The second frame, Neil Robertson to break.
Well, a better break off than in the original iteration of frame 2.
Foul and a miss.
Wow, he's caught the green.
Ronnie
Leo
O'Sullivan,
Scullion
4.
maybe hoping, the referee that is, maybe hoping O'Sullivan doesn't have him put back because it might take a while. A bit of a misjudgment.
Foul and a miss.
He has left a red to the left corner. O'Sullivan, though, his cueing has been a little in and out so far. Let's see if he knocks this one in. He does, that's much better, although didn't finish on the pink.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
This looks like a good shot. Really was. To navigate the cue ball through all of that and get it safe. Excellent. Well, he's caught the jaws with the cue ball and left a chance. It's just a question here of getting on the black. Caught the red too thin, that was the problem. Sullivan doesn't look quite right yet, it's got to be said. Framing a bit gone, and just his cueing seems slightly off so far.
One.
So he is on the black, which is just off its spot, so it will respot there. Robertson will have seen O'Sullivan just struggle a bit and will think, okay, this is a definite chance to make a bit of hay while the sun's shining, because there's no guarantee O'Sullivan will struggle all afternoon.
9.
Robertson lost 4-3 in this tournament last year, first round of Peter Ebdon.
17.
You never quite know when these top stars are going to come good, but invariably they do come good at some point. And as I say, it's been a while since Robertson was really contending for a title. In fact, that semi-final, I guess, will be the last time he came close, the one he lost to O'Sullivan in Romania. That was back in October. Well, it's gone wrong, I think. Looks like he's not on one. And he's only made 24, that's annoying. Just couldn't quite navigate the path back to the next red. He's looking at all sorts here, but unless there's one to the right middle, it's end of break. Well, can he cut that one back? It's very thin to the right corner. It looks like he's having a go at that. No, just a safety. He was too thin for the pot.
24.
Disappointing. That's another great long pot. It's what Neil Robertson is renowned for. Potting from distance, one of his major strengths.
8. 9. 16. 17. 23. 24.
Black put him 50 points in front. This is his second scoring visit of the frame. Remember, this frame was re-racked originally when a stalemate ensued. What we can say is that Robertson looks the sharper of the two so far. This man, Ronnie O'Sullivan,
31.
for whatever reason has struggled with his cueing. Missed a few in the first frame, hasn't been quite right in this one either.
32.
I think what you hope as a neutral when the top players meet each other is they're both going to play well, but it doesn't always work out that way. That's a good pot. Yeah, at the Masters it was Robertson really who struggled a little bit, and so far today it's been O'Sullivan. What you want is for them both to be firing, and then you get a real high quality match. It could still happen, but right now it's a little bit one-sided in the early exchanges. Changed his mind to the pink. Either way, I'll need another red as well. Nicely done. So this red for 2-0. And O'Sullivan so far has made no impression on this match.
46. 47.
Slight concern, I think, for him and his supporters, because Robertson is playing pretty well and O'Sullivan isn't, and that's why it's 2-0. But not two 54. Close frames, they've both been one-sided.
55. 62. 63.
Play the little cannon to the Reds to open them up. Not quite worked out, and you can see he's disappointed. He's won the frame, but he wants a century. He's getting close to 500 centuries. 491, and he wanted one there. Still does.
New Robertson 70 and the frame.
We'll have to make do with 70. It follows the 80 in frame 2. The main thing for Robertson is that he's on top. Ronnie O'Sullivan not really making much of an impact so far. Third frame is big. It's only first to 4, remember, to reach the quarterfinals. And Neil Robertson halfway there, leading by 2 frames to 0. But main thing for him is on the score sheet. It's what O'Sullivan's looking to do in frame 3 on table 1. Just get involved in the match. Looks a high quality encounter. They played well. He's not the yellow in. He's not the yellow in. That's a miracle pot from where he was. So I was going to say chance of the century, but he's actually snooged himself on the green. But yeah, they played in the Masters semi-final last year, didn't they? It was a terrific match that. Well, he's not the green in from a snooker position. I'll tell you what, the last 2 pots, probably only Judd Trump could have potted them. What's he going to do with the brown? Oh, incredible. The yellow and the green. I mean, the green, he was full ball snookered. Unbelievable. So it is a century. And when he didn't finish on the yellow, that looks unlikely, but Judd Trump's such a wonderful talent. 2-1 to Hawkins, Eurosport player for the rest of that, as we return to our feature match.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Neil Robertson has had breaks of 80 and 70, and he leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 2-0, and this is a big frame, this third frame, because O'Sullivan so far has not really got involved. That needs to change soon. The idea with the break-off shot is to get the cue ball on the baulk cushion, so to finish behind the green is a little bit lucky. Yeah, they're not playing to get the cue ball behind a baulk colour, but it can happen. Well, he just avoided the jaws in the middle pocket. Had he caught the jaw, that cue ball would have been coming back towards Reds. Well, he's left another long red on, the sort that Robertson usually gobbles up. Yeah, it's just not been the start O'Sullivan and his many fans were hoping for.
One. Six. Seven. A moment, please.
Well, the usual thing here with the pink, all spots occupied, go as close to its spot as it can, in a direct line with the spots. Leo Scully just having to make sure it's in the right position, can't touch a red. Someone wrote in once to say that to stop all this, they should introduce a spot between blue and pink. But the question then arises, what happens if that's covered? Go back to the plan A, I guess.
Thank you. 13. $14. $19. $20.
Well, he's pushed the black onto the cushion. It's a loud sigh. Looks like end of break. But he can keep the pressure on O'Sullivan, try and get a good safety here, force an opening.
Neil Robertson, 20.
Robertson knows he's on top. He can't take too many risks because he doesn't want to create an opening for Ronnie O'Sullivan, which is what he's looking for. So just looking to keep his foot on his throat, metaphorically. Well, he got close to the pot, but it stayed out, and it stayed near the pocket, more to the point. But this needs accurate cueing. He missed one of these in the first frame. Similar pot. Not that one in, though. Now needs to get on a colour. Needs this to bounce, and that's okay. So Robertson in again. Robertson dominating this match.
Three. Four. Nine. Ten. Yeah.
Leo Scullion back refereeing again this season. He had a long layoff because he had a tumour on his lung. So it's great to see him again. He refereed the final of the Scottish Open between Marco Fu and John Higgins in his native Glasgow. That was a great occasion for him. His wife was there. First time she'd ever actually seen him referee in the flesh. So a great moment for the family. And John Higgins, the runner-up, spoke very nicely about him as well. That could have finished better. Cue ball's gone close to the side cushion. Makes this a little more awkward, but
16.
Robertson's such a good potter, he can recover the position well if he has just finished in a slightly awkward spot. Well, he's changed his mind. He was going to play the one down the cushion, he's now playing the one to the right corner. Potted it really cleanly. That's what I'm saying, he can do that. It's not an anxious time for him if he has to suddenly take a difficult one on, because he gets so many. This is looking like 3-0, and that's a very fair reflection of what we've seen. He's dominated every frame. O'Sullivan just having a few problems.
$23. $29. $30. $32.
Well, he's not perfect on either of these reds, as you see, but again, it's one of those pots that you could see him potting to recover the position, and that's what he's done, straight in the middle of the pocket. Going to need another red. He's just checking the score. The green will put him 56 in front with 59 on, so one more red, and it should be 3-0. And as I say, that's a perfectly fair reflection on the balance of play. Ooh, it wriggles in though, and he didn't really want to be bringing the brown off. That was a bit of security. So now he's got to pot this red. Still needs this red. Just a slight misjudgment there. Nearly missed the green. He's brought the brown out. Must put everything into the pot here. Yep, nicely done. He's playing well, Robertson. He's being gifted a few chances, but he's making the most of them. That's the important thing. And that pink is going to stop any playing for snookers, you would imagine. Sullivan needs, well, 4 to win the frame. Let's see if he actually comes back here. No, he's staying in his seat. Well, real problems for Ronnie O'Sullivan, not just the scoreline, but his performance compared to Neil Robertson's. There's a chasm between them at the moment, and Neil Robertson is 1 frame away from the quarter-finals, leading Ronnie O'Sullivan here in Preston by 3 frames. He'd be disappointed now, certainly, if he doesn't close it out. I think O'Sullivan will just be disappointed full stop with the way he's played.
Okay, thank you, Neil.
So let's see
the 4th frame.
If Neil Robertson can inflict a rare whitewash on Ronnie O'Sullivan. He will do if he wins this frame. Look at that, last time he potted a ball 32.5 minutes ago. Not going to pot one here. It's been one-sided. You know, you can have 3-0s, they've all been black ball frames, but O'Sullivan has not threatened to win any of these frames. It all started very early in the first frame of the match. He missed a red to the right middle, and that set a bit of a pattern. He's not looked confident, which is unusual for him. Now, of course, it's certainly not beyond him to turn it round, reel off 4 frames in no time, but it really is going to have to be a turnaround, not just in the score, but in the performance as well. That could be a good start, though. He's knocked the red in, he's getting applause from the audience. The cue ball, though, has carried on running. He's going for it. What a great shot on the brown. I did wonder if he was going to play that rather than the roll up. He's decided to attack. That's a terrific pot. You can see the chalk mark in the D there, where he screwed the cue ball back. Oh, but he's missed that. It was a slight stretch, but
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
rather sums up the day for O'Sullivan. Very disappointing performance. He played well against Yan Bingtao on Tuesday night, but this is the opposite, really. It's very patchy stuff. Good the pot success, 95% Robertson, 72 O'Sullivan. When's the last time you saw Ronnie O'Sullivan after 3 frames of a match on 72% pot success? Probably never, in all seriousness. When was the last time he was whitewashed in a ranking event? It may well have been 11 years ago now, the China Open in Beijing. He lost 5-0 to James Watton. I can't think of one since then.
Four. Five.
Wonderful pot, just out the blue. This is, in all seriousness, a result if he wins that could turn around his whole season. He's been looking for something for a few months now, Neil Robertson. Things started to go wrong for him towards the end of last year. He had a bit of a meltdown in China, which he's talked about, and never quite got his game back. But this, if he wins 4-0 here, could be the key that unlocks the door to better things in the rest of the season. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. It's on the red to the left corner.
10.
Black tied up, but that's not the biggest problem because blue and pink are available.
11.
Got a slight angle, I think, on this blue. Remember, the match after this one is Mark Allen against Liang Wenbo. Eurosport player right now has Barry Hawkins and Judd Trump. It's 3-1 to Hawkins.
Seven. Yeah. 23. Twenty-four.
Well, a couple of people were not sure whether that was in or not, but it was.
40.
Right, goes to 30.
31.
Well, I think he's got one to the middle at least.
37.
Not sure if this goes to the corner, but there is one to that centre. He's been potting well into middles actually today. And reds are opening up here, so Robertson with a definite chance to kill it off.
38.
Yeah, again, really committed to that. There's nothing half-hearted about it. There's been a good performance by Neil Robertson overall. He kept it going. He started well, as I mentioned, against Ricky Walden, but lost his way after a couple of frames. But this has been different. He's kept the intensity up, he's kept the pressure on, and he's close now to getting the win.
$43. 44. $50. 51.
Third half century of the match for Neil Robertson. .46 in front, so 52 with the pink. That means he needs, with the black tied up, he needs red colour red. He's going to take the blue, same applies though. Well, he's trying to move them, so trusting to a little bit of luck here.
$56.
Well, his reaction tells us the red above the black doesn't pop to the right corner. So he's got this one to the right middle, not guaranteed by any means. This was the attempt to move a few. Where the reds are, I mean, there are safe balls on the table. If you can see this one to the middle, it's worth taking on. But not easy.
Foul.
Oh, he's at the pink.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So it was obviously very tight. Break ends at 56. Well, if it's going to turn round, that's where it starts. That unexpected foul.
Foul.
45 in it. A couple of times he's done that now. He caught a green earlier, trying to get a thin edge of the red. Now he's caught the pink with Robertson. But it's O'Sullivan under pressure. 67 on, 45 behind. Staring down the barrel of a whitewash. Where's this red going to finish? Needs it close to the cushion, and he's okay. Barry Hawkins is not far from completing victory over Judd Trump. In fact, Trump needs snookers. Otherwise it's 4-1 to Barry Hawkins, so it's a great win for him. And he'll play Neil Robertson if Robertson can close this out. Couple of safe reds. So he's holding the aces. He needs 2 reds here, Robertson, to leave O'Sullivan needing snookers. O'Sullivan bringing one of the safe reds off the cushion. Robertson going for broke, but cue ball. So O'Sullivan bringing the other safe red off the cushion, screwing the white to the baulk cushion. So the table a little more open now than it was a few minutes ago. He's just looking to get in. The point is though, if he does get in, can he actually do any damage? Because so far pot success at 72% tells its own story. A below par display by his very high standards. So a chance, they shout come on Ronnie, and this could be the last throw of the dice, or it could be the start of a comeback. Down to him, but at least he gets the chance. You can see in the background Barry Hawkins completing victory 4-1 over Judd Trump, so he awaits the winner of this one.
1. Seven. 8. 40. 50.
Well, you never know, if he suddenly clicks into gear, then every chance of turning the whole match round. First things first, get this frame on the board. Invert the whitewash.
22. 23.
He's a proud man, he's a great champion, doesn't want to lose 4-0 here. Robertson was in control, but it's not yet finished off O'Sullivan, and as I say, you know, in the blink of an eye it could be 3-3. Needs down to the pink.
40.
This is the first contribution of any note he's had really in the match. Has had chances,
43.
but when he's failed to take them, Robertson's been doing some heavy hitting.
47.
So it looks like O'Sullivan is going to avoid the white. Well, she's just got to get on this pink from the blue.
52.
Well, it needs to stop, this cue ball. It needs to stop. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. How has he finished there? Not quite touching, but he's not on it to pot it, so not over yet, this frame.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
dear
52.
52, but that was a great chance to win the frame. Just had to get on the pink. Well, Robertson needs pink and black, remember. It's all about whether he's got an angle to get back to the black. If he's straight, then he doesn't, with that white where it is. O'Sullivan wondering still if he's going to be whitewashed. Just had to get on the pink off the blue, but finished in a position where he couldn't pot it. Now, does he have an angle to run through off this pink? No, just a safety. O'Sullivan needs the pink, Robertson needs pink and black. Now he'd love to knock the black on the cushion. Yes, that's good for O'Sullivan because of course he doesn't need it at the moment anyway. He will do if Robertson pots the pink. Well, a chance, but not easy with the white so close to the back cushion. The danger, of course, is what happens if he misses. But it is to win his first frame. It is for 3-1. And in it goes.
6 in the frame.
Just watching that cue ball, he's okay. So he's averted the whitewash. He's still struggling. He could have killed it off the first time of asking. Didn't get on the pink, but he's knocked that in. And Neil Robertson is not there yet. He now leads Ronnie O'Sullivan at the Guildhall in Preston, but only by 3 frames to 1. Off. O'Sullivan himself went wrong, didn't get on the pink from the blue, but eventually he's knocked in a long pink after a protracted battle. Good safety played actually by Ronnie O'Sullivan there. And well, he scrambled over the line in that frame, but still I feel he needs to improve if he's going to possibly turn this around. Certainly Robertson's going to have to start to collapse a bit. You just never know. In this game we've seen all sorts of comebacks and likely wins. It's actually 20 years ago today that Ronnie O'Sullivan lost the Masters final, 1997, at the old Wembley Conference Centre to Steve Davis, who at that point was regarded as a declining force. O'Sullivan led 8-4, Davis won 10-8. Comebacks can happen, even if you're struggling. Well, he's caught that all wrong. And he's been fortunate, actually, where it's finished. Could have left one on. Well, he's got a good white there, but this red does pop. Still does. Stays out of both corners. Well, you can just get through, I think, with a trace of side on the white. Yeah, good pot, but that's all he's going to get for it. But at least he removes the danger of the red near the pocket.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Well, look where the white's finished. It's not as intended. At least he's covered the red nearest the pocket though with the black, but a bit wayward with the safety. Well, that last little kiss has not worked out well for O'Sullivan because he's left the red to the right corner. But for the kiss here, not sure Robertson would have had one to go at. Just watch this. Just nudges the red away and leaves this one on.
White.
So Robertson back in again, having missed his chance to win 4-0 on table 2. It's Martin Gould against Joe Perry, about to start. Once again, Eurosport Player will have that live for you. Neil Robertson played a great shot there to swing the white round for this red.
Seven. Well. Lucky.
Well, he's just on the blue. Could have gone wrong. $80.
90.
Well, can he see the pink is the question. If not, then he can see the blue. Yeah, he's trying to just play himself back into ideal position. It'd be nice to get the black back on its spot at one point, because that would certainly help. At the moment, this is a real effort for 24 points so far. He's having to really work that cue ball.
$25. $29. 30.
Robertson's been the better player for sure. The question is, can he wrap up victory? Had a chance to in the last frame, didn't quite happen, lost it on the pink, but he's back in here.
$35. 36.
Looking forward to the next match, Mark Allen against Liang Wenbo, because they both won 4-0 in the first round. Allen over Anthony Hamilton, Liang over Dominic Dale, so both in useful form so far. Martin Gould, of course, knocked out Mark Selby. He's up against Joe Perry right now on the Eurosport Player on table 2. Well, he's got the balls at his mercy really here as Neil Robertson.
42. $43. $48. $49. $54.
So, just a couple of balls away from completing victory. He would be 6th over 55. O'Sullivan in their 19 meetings. But as I say, he's been the better player. Ronnie O'Sullivan just struggled today for whatever reason. This red, and he needs snookers.
60. $61.
So Neil Robertson is going to be playing Barry Hawkins in the quarter-finals this evening. And Ronnie O'Sullivan heads to the Welsh Open in Wales next week, having not won a ranking event since his triumph in Cardiff last year. Won the Masters, of course, last month, but not a ranking tournament despite all the prestige.
$75. $76. $83. Neil Robertson, 83.
Icebreaker of the match then, 83. Neil Robertson beats Ronnie O'Sullivan 4-1 in the last 16 of the World Grand Prix. O'Sullivan did struggle with his game. Robertson was very solid overall, potted well, and closes out victory. So Neil Robertson will play Barry Hawkins in the quarter-finals here in Preston this evening. He'll be happy, I think, with that performance. It was much more solid than in the first round against Ricky Walden, and he's the winner by 4 frames to 1.